Welcome to another exciting and relaxing episode of Saturday Night Factional Fight plays Wurm Online. My name is Brian, and this is my brother Adam.
Wait a minute. What are you doing?
Aren't we doing the meditation episode?
Just cut to the title card.
Oh. Well, thank you everyone for joining on another episode of Saturday Night Factional Fight. I guess Adam has squashed my whole idea here. Doing a nice relaxing meditation episode. I thought that's what we were going to do. I thought that's what we were going to plan, but apparently not. Anyway, so how are you doing?
Yeah, not bad.
I guess I'll just drink this. Ooh, okay, so that's what we're doing. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about meditation. That's what we've been trying to figure out all week. Like, what is meditation? It's a part of Wurm that doesn't seem... It's like an extra system that they have in place that allows you to do extra abilities, but it's not quite attached to anything else. It's not a crafting skill. It's not a fighting skill. It's not really... I don't know, how would you classify meditation in this game?
Yeah, like in our very first episode, when we were talking about meditation as being one of the pillars of Wurm, we mentioned as well that it was what we would call an alternate advancement system. One in which you sort of take... It's a skill that you got to level up, but at the same time it advances you in the sense that it provides you with powers that are useful. Some are useful, some are not so much, but at the same time it's something separate from crafting or even magic. That it doesn't even seem like it's, while some of the powers are kind of magical, it's not connected to the priesthood or anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and before we get fully into that, we do want to do a village update before it gets dark. Looks like it's getting quite late in the game. This is our new kind of central port area that we've started. I think we might have shown a little bit in the game. The oak tree is finally grown. It is off to the side kind of weirdly, but what can you do? We have this area next to our big ramp. Still not sure what to do with this ramp, although I got some ideas. I don't know, you have any ideas?
Nope. I mean, in terms of patterns or tiles, there's really... I mean, this is something that I've been saying since the beginning since we started playing, is that there's really not that many options for what you can put on a tile.
Yeah, unless something like comes up in the next, few weeks or something, which I don't think is going to happen. I'll probably just end up doing something maybe creative. What else have we done? We finished a couple more of the first level of the walls out here. I can't remember what was done from last week. I think this side was done. This side is now done, I think, completely. So it's getting there. I used a lot of bricks so far.
And by done, you mean the first level is done?
The first level is done. I don't know how high we were going to go. I think we're just going to eyeball it. I mean, we are trying to create a kingdom type feel, right? It's going to go up.
I was kind of hoping for,
how high?
5 levels maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see how many bricks we need.
Yeah.
I mean, if we estimate how many bricks it took for one level, what would you say? Just on that port area, what, 5,000?
How many I already used? Are you talking about?
Just for the ones that are out in the port, like going out around the water.
You're gonna need more than 5,000 if that's your total.
No. I'm asking how many have been used.
Oh, I've been used? Yeah, probably about 5,000.
Yeah.
bricks
So,
and
yeah,
mortar. It's a lot.
it's a lot.
So, and we keep going through them, and we keep getting more and making more, and uh,
We've talked about how it would be nice to get, all of a sudden get 100,000 bricks dropped on us and
we're
100,000
thinking
mortar, and we
we're like
probably would
estimated.
use it all. We probably would use it all.
Anyway, this section is new. We basically gave this area away to the villagers and said, do whatever you want with it. What did they do? Big farm area. It's like, let's just have a farm area. And like, I know that I think Chonk Lord wanted to put his cows and stuff. He seems interested in that. So they put some animals in there, while at the same time a lot of others are interested in farming. That's what they did. Looks like Pekka put some banners up. I don't think he realized, and I forgot this too when he was asking me, that the banners actually face in the direction of the wind. So if you wanted to use them for like a visual appeal, you can't, because they won't turn the way that you want them to.
Now, will they turn if the wind changes?
Yeah, they're going in the direction of the wind right now. That's why they all are the same. We're not that good. We can't like point them in the same direction.
One thing that I'm still disappointed at is, and I know it's coming, but the full animation and
the new
cast.
model.
Yeah, it's still you're looking at the old model and they sort of contrast.
They did sort of show us a picture of it at some point. I don't know.
Yep.
We don't know when it's coming, but one day it'll appear. So what else did we do? Let's go up to the castle level. Let's see. I finished this house. I don't know if I finished this house from last week, which is one of our castle walls, I guess you can call it. There's going to be basically walls surrounding this place as much.
Notice this castle wall yet?
You haven't even come on.
No,
and noticed
I saw it, but I didn't notice exactly how it was constructed. So
yeah, it's kind of cool. It has some arched walls everywhere. Just kind of looks open, yet won't be when it's done. It'll be a nice surprise, I hope.
yeah.
Anyway, now I've got to find my way out. So the mountain. How's the mountain going? I know you've been hitting it quite a lot.
Extremely excited.
Look at this.
I wish I could say that it was done. We do have dozens here working on it. She just popped on, and she's been helping us through the whole thing. Awesome help.
Wow. Look at this. It's like a tiny little hump.
It's a little hump. I wish that I could say that it would just like go away really quickly. It still would be
It's still
probably
taking a while.
couple sessions, or one really solid session if there's like a couple of us working at it.
Well, and the reason why it's so tiny is because we had another. I don't know if I know 2 weeks ago or something we had a mining party, and it went down like a lot that day, and we had one recently.
How are you?
Hello, how are you? We had one recently that from the guys at the Hillside Horde Corp. They came and we got like a whole bunch done, which was great.
Yeah, we sort of forged this relationship a little bit with them. It's pretty good.
And you've had, I don't know, you had more time. I was there for a little bit. You had more time to talk to them.
Yeah,
you seem to think
really
that they're
cool
nice
guys.
So
They're pretty new to the game. Yeah, they're pretty new to the game. But yeah, it's awesome.
So while you were talking to them, you want to explain what you did?
Yeah, no, they were inquiring about enchanted grass and whether or not we were able to provide them with some. And so, we could. We have both of our characters here are able to do enchanted grass. Now they wanted to make a pen. They had planned out like this whole area. They're actually for new characters. They're actually they have a really good start going on in their little village there. They are starting to breed. One of them is a horse breeder, and they have about 20 tiles of stables that they wanted enchanted. So, you may or may not know, but enchanting grass is something that you can do once every 18 hours. So, really for us, that means once every day. And so we've been doing that for the past little while.
That's right.
I mean,
But then
if you want to explain exactly what happened, because it's
a few
I don't
days
know.
ago we realized that like we're sitting there, we're enchanting the grass. How many did you say?
20
It's
tiles.
like 20 tiles, like a lot of tiles their pen was, and we're enchanting grass, going from one side to the other side, and
I must
then
say though, we negotiated a pretty good price. Like we offered, we sort of got friends with them, so we offered
Just-
50 copper per tile.
yeah, something
Just
cheap. I don't know.
It's pretty compared to what the going rate for a lot of people doing this sort of thing.
Now
It's
the
pretty-
problem is that we are enchanting tiles. We got like more than halfway done,
Yeah, we ran into like
and then we noticed that one of the first tiles we did is already turned back to grass,
yeah.
and we're not even done like their order yet. I don't even know if they noticed that we did that tile.
Yeah, I mean, there is like an odd number of tiles now. Like we've been doing like the two of us, but I mean,
So what do we do? Do we just do that extra tile for them, or does that tile, like, should we be like, oh, we did that tile, it's going to cost more money to do another tile for them, even though they only got like a week or something out of that tile?
it is an interesting thing that came out of a recent patch, that like before, enchanted grass like was more or less permanent.
You had
I'd
to
never-
manually remove it.
Yeah, I had never heard of an enchanted grass tile like automatically decaying on its own, up until they did a patch where, I don't know, like there was like a period of time where enchanted grass was just decaying left, right, and center, and everybody lost like a ton of enchanted grass, and then it was tweaked a little bit so that
Yeah,
enchanted
that
grass
was a big
lasts.
bug.
a
Everyone
big
lost
bug.
enchanted
Everybody
grass, and didn't even have to have animals in your pen or anything. It was just started decaying like mad.
I know
Everywhere.
people who had 100+ tiles, and they were paying like 1 silver per tile to get them enchanted, and they lost, I don't know, 30 tiles overnight. Like it was
Yeah, it was
devastating.
brutal for them, or devastating for them. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Now, what should we do? I don't know. Do we just give them this tile? Do we not? How about if more tiles decay? Do we add that in? Do we give them that for free? Do we add that to the price? Do we negotiate something? I don't know. Maybe you guys can decide for us. Leave a message in the comment section and tell us. What do you
I
think?
also think that it's like we are forging like a friendship with these guys, and I mean, I think it's for like from our position, I'm personally leaning towards just giving them that extra tile. I mean, it does mean an extra day, but at the same time, like at the moment right now, we still haven't gotten our stables set up here, and so we're not, we don't have a commitment to our enchanted grass. But at the same time, like I was thinking
How
about
about if you
this,
did,
like,
though?
that's true. That's one thing. Or what if you had orders lined up? Or I was thinking like, what if you didn't really have a relationship with the people and it was like purely business?
Yeah.
Like they asked for 20 tiles on the forums, and you said, hey, I can do 20 tiles, and you're working on it, and all of a sudden this happens. Like that means for you, like if you're doing it on your own, what that means is that it's one extra day that you have to spend to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's almost like there's no proof that you did it, because it's gone now.
It's gone.
Unless that person was like keeping track every single day which tile you added. It's hard. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, let us know in the comments what you guys think about that topic. It's kind of tough to decide what to do, considering that you're really limited to enchanted grass. You can only do it once every 18 hours or something like that. So, but what does it take to get to enchanted grass? Let's talk about it. What does it take for your character to do that, and all the other stuff with meditation? What is meditation? Maybe we can start there. What is meditation?
Again, I'm thinking back to like the original video, and I remember you were trying to struggle with the explanation for what meditation is. It's like
Mhm.
you put down a rug and you just meditate. Like it's kind of weird in a game like this where, a lot of it is just set the person to go and watch the action timer go. Meditation is a long action timer. In order to activate it, you need a meditation rug, which is created through cloth tailoring.
Yeah, so you have to be a cloth tailor to create a
Right.
meditation rug.
I understand it's like a hard item to make. I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
there's a bunch of different kinds of meditation rugs. They all look different when
Okay.
placed on the floor.
Okay.
The earliest one isn't too hard. Like you can make them.
Okay.
Get to level 20, whatever, it becomes easier. But you can make them. It takes a lot of cloth. You need a lot of cotton.
So you need a lot of time.
Like the way that it works is that because I haven't done cloth tailoring since we lived at Puzzles, so like years
Almost a year
ago.
ago.
Yeah, a year ago. So I remember you need a lot of cotton. So at first you don't have any cotton. We struggle so much to get cotton. Then you start farming it and you gain like a stockpile. You take cotton, you spindle it, turn it into string. And then you take the string and you can, if you have a big lump of string, so you can combine like tons of string together.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a big lump, you can turn that into a meditation rug right off of a loom. I think that's how it works.
So it's just like a creation, like you.
That's right. You just
Boom,
create
it's
it.
done. There's no like, it's not like unfinished, and you have to like keep adding string or something.
No.
Oh, interesting.
Although you might have been able to create an unfinished one before. Now there's no such thing as unfinished items in this game when it deals with items that can pop out finished.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't make any sense at all what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it doesn't come out unfinished ever anymore. I would assume, since no item comes out unfinished, that could come out finished.
All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
So I think that the basic premise behind meditation is it has a skill that as you meditate, the skill goes up. But it gets a little bit weird. Like, it's really, really difficult to explain because
Let's
it's not
put this
just
into
get
practice.
the skill. Yeah, it's not just get the skill up as high as you possibly can, like most skills, because there comes a point. It's exactly at level 15. Where actually no, even before that we have to explain that we cannot just keep meditating over and over again. So yeah, let's put this into practice.
Let's put this into practice. I'm down at the town level.
Yeah. Okay, so you can't just keep meditating over and over and getting skill.
I have a meditation rug. I have 3 different ones.
Here, I have something.
I have a meditation rug, which is the first one you do. I don't know, like, when you, like, as a cloth tailor, I don't know when you get the skill to do, or the order at which these start appearing as a cloth tailor. There's a meditation rug. Let's see what happens. That's sort of what it looks like. A beautiful meditation rug.
That's the normal one.
And
this is one area where I love the
so
decorative piece of this. Like each rug looks different. Do we have an exquisite one to show?
No, I do not. There's one more called an exquisite one. We do not have one of those. As you can start to notice, there are like these issues with the ground. Sometimes you could take them, and I know it's spring right now, so the grass isn't long yet.
It's not that long.
But if we were to put them on grass, per se, it starts to hide in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And it can get kind of confusing sometimes.
It could get lost even. Like it's not even the grass, but sometimes if the ground isn't fully even,
that's
like
right.
we're putting it down on a nice like flat cobblestone, and even then part of it's being eaten up. But if the ground is not even and it goes
just dirt,
it can get right underneath the ground so that you can't even hover over it. So it's like a little bit of a graphical glitch. To overcome this, one method that we've decided that we've used is to use containers, like a barrel.
or a small bucket. I've got a small bucket.
I have a small bucket here too.
Oh, and you have one that's painted.
Yeah, nice painted.
Oop, I should not have done
so
that.
this is one strategy that we've used.
Yeah.
You can place the rug inside.
And you can meditate it with inside.
Meditate from there.
Awesome.
Okay, now the meditation rug has to be on the ground in order for it to work, but it can be in a container on the ground. Now, if you're not on your deed, you can rest assured that if you place an item on the ground, it won't be stolen on the Freedom server, because any item that's that was in your inventory and you've dropped, and you remain 4 tiles or so within that item, then you pretty much don't have to worry about it being taken. Nobody will have the permission to take it.
I think you have to walk quite far away from it in order for people to be able to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you just stand there, they can't steal it.
Okay, so what I was trying to say before was that you cannot just stand there and meditate over and over again. It won't allow you. It'll say you have what's the exact words? You meditated for in this spot recently, or something like that.
Something like that. So let me start meditating.
Yeah,
when you start meditating, you don't always succeed.
Mm-hmm,
It'll start succeeding, and in the first 5 seconds or something, it could tell you that you fail, and you have to just meditate again. In this case, I did not fail, and it's a very
Nice.
long action timer.
How long is the action timer? I was trying to remember.
Let's see. 1 minute and 52 seconds.
All right.
I just failed to relax right there. So you can see both successes and failures. I don't know.
This is a skill that takes quite a bit of patience.
Yeah, so let me see. Oh, and that one was longer. That one was over 2 minutes.
Was your stamina down?
It was not. So, I don't know.
Interesting.
It's around
So
2 minutes.
And one thing I love is that it says something each time that you meditate or successfully meditate. It has like a little
question.
phrase, a little thing to meditate on. And actually,
Let's see.
some of them are
I got a
pretty-
couple of them since I did this a couple times.
Yeah, I like them. I wish there was a list somewhere.
Says you fall into a trance. You think about the sea and the creatures that swim in it.
Every time I get one of these, I think about what is being said.
And I think about the sea and the creatures that swim in it, because that's what it's telling me to think about. Next, the second one that I got was the light in a drop of water. I don't know what to think about when I hear that. What do you think about?
A lot of things, but
Something to do with math?
I mean, no. Although,
well.
it could.
Of course it could. Everything
mean,
you can do with math.
Part of my mind is drifting off to, how would I see a drop of water? Unless it was falling.
And how would you see light inside of a tiny drop of water?
Might be the light reflected off of the water.
It could be. Oh, sometimes they have some nice questions in here. Let's see
Yeah.
what else we can dig up.
Yeah, this is like reach your hand into the basket of phrases to meditate
Yeah. You consider the wind and the places it goes. Huh. If wind was a sentient being and it glided across the world, it's like its own travel system. It would hear everything. But then, do you think you get trapped in like a little area if you were like wind? Couldn't get out. Kept swimming in a circle.
Sometimes you get these little wind eddies that sort of get stuck in one spot. That would be horrible.
And as I'm doing this, you'll notice what Adam was saying is that you can't meditate in the same spot twice. And the reason, how do you know if you meditate in the same spot? It tells you right there. You recently meditated here and need to find a new insight somewhere else. And I don't know if you said, what do you do then?
Yeah, so it doesn't take too much trial and error to figure out that you only need to move about 10 tiles away.
So I'd have to pick up this bucket, move 10 tiles away, and put it down and start meditating again.
That's right.
Okay.
Now, up to a certain level, you can do this. Like, just meditate, pick up the barrel, go somewhere else, meditate, come back to the first place, even, and meditate again. Like, you can just go back and forth between two spots and meditate over and over and over again, and that seems to work fine. You just can't meditate in the same spot 2 times in a row.
I see. So as I'm doing this, I'm getting meditation skill. Like, there's actually a skill called meditation. And I'm getting a skill in that.
That's right. Now, the unfortunate part is that as you start doing this and gaining the skill, it pretty much does nothing.
Then what's the benefit of this skill?
So the skill goes up and up and up, and nothing's really happening.
Nothing's changing with my meditation. I'm not doing it faster.
No. You're not gaining more skill. No, in fact, you'll start gaining less skill
I
per
didn't
meditation.
move far enough, apparently. Let's do...
It'll be very apparent that you will not be getting a skill tick every single time you meditate. So you can meditate for full 2 minutes and not even get a skill tick. And then you go back to the original spot, you meditate for another 2 minutes, and again, no skill tick. And this can become extremely frustrating, and a lot of people get discouraged at this point. Like, why am I even doing this?
I'm at 7 meditation skill, and it's not going up. So what is the benefit?
Well, the benefits are
a loaded
actually
question.
Quite substantial.
They are.
It depends. It depends. It really depends. There's options as to which path that you want to follow.
So can I just follow them all?
Unfortunately not. Once you make a choice, then you've chosen that path.
All right, so there are different paths you can take in meditation. What are they? How many different ones are there?
There are, in fact, 5.
5 different paths.
One of them you can only do, I shouldn't say. You can only do on a PvP, either the PvP servers or Chaos, which is
Epic servers.
Epic servers or Chaos.
The Chaos
is a PvP server.
area.
It's just in the Freedom. It's in the Freedom cluster. Now it gets a little bit confusing from here. So
are they like completely different, or can you do they have pieces of each other? Are they just variants of each other?
There's a little bit of similarity, mostly different though, I'd say. So for example, at level 15, you can make the choice. And the way you would choose is you would go to a tile that has been created to be a tile that specific path. Like I'll list off some of the paths. There's the path of love, the path of knowledge, the path of power, the path of insanity, and the path of hate. Each one of these paths has a specific tile.
A specific tile in the world?
In the world.
Like I have to journey somewhere in the world to find a random tile. Does it say, here's a path of love tile right here. Stand here.
No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Oh, the wind changed.
Yes, it did. So it doesn't at all.
Going. No, it doesn't. It pretty much... now, the thing is, you can create these tiles as well. I mean,
and that's what you've been doing.
Yeah. Now, the creation of the tiles requires a specific what would you call it? Environmental
situation.
Yeah. So like each
Sure.
type of tile requires a specific environmental situation. Like an example would be the path of love
The
requires
path
a
of
tile.
love.
Yeah, the path of love requires a tile that is near water. How near, I don't know. It's just near water. It has to be perfectly flat, and it has to have flowers growing around it and on it.
So, a path of love tile would be a patch of 3x3.
Okay, so
Hmm.
I don't think does it need to be 3x3?
I don't know. This is
I know
this
that
is my.
if you make it 3x3, you're almost guaranteed to get a path of love.
That's right. So like a completely flat tile near the ocean or near water.
And why don't we
That
go
have
down to
flowers
the
on
water
it.
here? I think we've
We made
spent
one.
a little bit of time. We made one. Okay, so because we have a port area, because we're near water, making a love tile isn't so hard. This whole area has been flattened already.
So over here, this is what we made. This patch of green as a temporary path of love.
A love tile. Like
Alright, so
I've gone around in the world and I've seen people plant down a sign saying, "This is a path of knowledge,"
or this
or
is a
something
path
like
of
that.
love.
Or a tile,
A tile, a love tile.
a love tile.
Alright, so how can you tell if it's a love tile?
Well, if you meditate, are you meditating?
I am.
And has it said anything to you?
It has, and let's read this question. When I forgive, do I really do it for myself?
That's a very good
I'm
question.
forgiving somebody.
I feel like if you do it for yourself, then it's kind of selfish.
Do you really do it for yourself? Wouldn't you do it for yourself so that you can cleanse your own soul?
But
you
are
can
you
take
also
that anger and throw it away?
could you be
I
doing it for the
forgive
other
you.
person?
I forgive you for I forgive you for stealing all the meals out of the inn and pub and stuffing your face with them. I forgive you. I
Yeah,
feel so
you know
much
what?
better.
You are doing it for yourself, you know, because the other person doesn't even care.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright.
So anyway, you were saying about how do you tell whether this is a path of love, whether we've created one.
Does it say anything other than that message to you?
It says that at the very end of the meditation. You have to sit there
so you have to
and
sit
wait for about the 2 minutes. At the very end, it will say, here comes,
Something.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is indeed a special place.
That's all it says.
Doesn't tell you what kind of special place, just that it is a special place.
Whenever something like this happens, I always think about the first time anybody's heard about, like there's no documentation in this game that tells you about these things. People had to figure it out for the first time.
That's right.
Could you imagine, they finally figured out how to make a meditation rug and to start using it, and that you have to be 10 tiles away from each other, and then you're like, but what does meditation do? Because so far it has done nothing for me. and then somebody had to meditate specifically on a tile like this, and all it says is, "This is indeed a special place."
Yeah. And now, let's say you went out and you meditated back and forth between like 10 tiles, and you meditated and you meditated and you got to 15 meditation skill.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there to decide. I need to pick one of the 5 paths. Now, I would recommend, which one do you choose? Because when you choose one and you start leveling in that path, you can turn back, but you start all over again in the paths. So you got to make up your mind kind of at the beginning. Which one do you take? Well, I would recommend going to the wiki at wurmpedia.com and searching for the word like meditate or meditating, meditation. Any of those words will bring you to a page that explains all of this. It lists all the paths. It'll explain all of what we're saying right now. In fact, it's a great companion piece to this episode. Just like get your iPad out or on your screen, just load up this page because it helps you so much.
Yeah.
What happens? So you pick a path. I know. I think we can go over some of them. A lot of these paths are kind of like PvP paths. I would say if you're really into fighting or you're really into, that sort of thing. I'd say the PvE paths. The most popular ones would either be the Path of Love or the Path of Knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, people like to kill stuff, so you're gonna have people under the Path of Hate, the Path of Power, and the Path of Insanity, which I think are more kind of geared towards, the fighting aspect of the game, and it enhances those aspects. So you make it to those tiles. What do you do? Actually, we haven't actually explained all the different tiles, so I'm going to randomly pick different paths, and you're going to tell me where you can find one of their tiles. Okay?
Okay. Yep,
okay.
Sure.
Number 1. Okay, we've already done the Path of Love, so that's out. Coast.
Yep.
Flowers, flat tile with flowers. Grass.
Yep.
Done. 2. Path of Knowledge.
Okay, Path of Knowledge. Man, this has been a while. Near water.
Near water.
Sand. And flat.
Right.
Right. Yeah, 3x3 area that's flat. Yeah, sand near water. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. I'm awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Number 3. Path of.
This is like a test, like a quiz.
Right. Path of Power. Path of Power.
Path of Power. Okay. I'm pretty sure all of them have to be flat. So flat. At a high elevation.
Flat. At a high elevation, you mean like up on mountains?
Missing something? Yeah, like up on mountains. I don't think that anybody knows how high it needs to be.
So climb a mountain, flatten a tile. I don't know if it needs to be dirt or rock or whatever.
I'm pretty sure dirt is probably. I don't know.
Fine.
Yeah, dirt is fine. I'm sure.
I don't know. All right, that takes away 3. Number 4, Path of Insanity.
Okay, Path of Insanity is underground in a mine on a flat tile.
How can you tell whether it's flat? Like, there's no tile borders or anything to tell you.
That one. I feel like Path of Insanity. Like, if you decide to choose that path, then you are insane.
You just mine forward, then you're automatically insane.
Like you yourself have to be insane to choose.
You are certifiably insane, my
There's
friend.
quite a few reasons why you would be insane to choose Path of Insanity, but those people who actually get to the top level of Path of Insanity, they are absolutely insane at fighting. Like,
You are insane at fighting.
I mean, it's an insane advantage. So there's huge benefits at the end, but man, is it freaking hard. Like flat, like as you're saying, flat tile underground, there's nothing to tell you whether it's flat. So the idea is you have to sort of make it look flat, then test it out.
I'm thinking you could just like mine forward and that just creates a flat tile.
From what I hear, it doesn't. What I hear, like,
it doesn't.
Like
It's random.
It's
I don't know.
plus or minus 2 slope.
Oh,
It's like random. So you gotta like,
I see.
you gotta flatten it, or like, I don't know.
All right, that's 4. 5th one. Ooh. Path of Hate.
Okay, Path of Hate is the one that can only be done on a PvP server.
On
Because-
a PvP server. Okay.
Yeah. Now it's not that you have to stay on the PvP server. Like if you're on Chaos, you can come to Freedom or whatever. But the reason is because the tile that you need is on a flat tile that has mycelium. Am I pronouncing that right?
Mycelium, one of those.
Mycelium.
You know how we pronounce
it.
things. Oh.
Yeah.
We're Canadian, we're crazy.
Yep.
Our accentices. I don't know. That didn't sound right at all. So on the mycelium.
Mycelium
tile.
is like a resource. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
We've never seen one before.
Never seen one before because we have never been to Chaos or Epic. So it's a tile that is.
You can look up mycelium on the forums and you can see one.
Yeah, and it has to be flat. And I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't think it needs to be near water or anything. Does it? This is the one I'm not certain about. Yeah, we can find out.
Water nearby.
With water nearby. Okay, so it has to be nearby water.
A lot of them need water. That's surprising. It's like we don't shove people enough towards water. All right, so those are the 5. So let's recap. Path of Love, grass, flower tile, near water, flat. Path of Knowledge, flat, sand, near water. Path of... Which one do we do next? Power, flat, up on a mountain somewhere. Path of Insanity, in a mine, flat. Just keep trying until it comes up with, this is indeed a special.
Yeah, you'll need to wait the 2-minute wait every single time you test
and
it.
Path of Hate on a mycelium tile that's flat near water. So those are all the 5, and that's where you can all find them.
There's another thing about this whole thing is that I've found that if you make it nice, like with the love tile, let's say you make it all flat and you put all the flowers and it's near water and you're like, yay, I made it, and so you go to try and it still doesn't work. Like, I feel like it takes a little bit of time to activate it. I don't know if you know what I mean. Have you ever experienced this?
Somewhat.
Or is it like immediate? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like it's a frustrating job to make. Like, unless it's like this area, like look at, like, this is perfect for it. Like, the entire area has been flat forever.
That's right.
And there's flowers and it's like right next to water. Like,
it could take some time. I found that sometimes it's instant. I found sometimes it takes forever, especially the place we had at Puzzles. But I don't know. I think that we just chopped it up to the fact that
we did it wrong.
It could not be considered, or it could be not considered a water, like near water, even though it has a little pond there.
Yeah.
I know we debated that.
But didn't it become a love tile?
You know what? Like months later,
like months
after
later,
we left,
it
became
like,
a love
we did
tile.
nothing to change it, and it became a love tile, even though it wasn't when we were trying to make it. Like, it was like frustrating.
But then I've gone out and flattened a tile like near the coast, and it's instant.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you've gotten 15 meditation skill.
Mm-hmm.
You've
created your tile.
You've created your tile. You start meditating on it. What happens?
Okay, so it'll say this is indeed a special place right at the end, and you may very well get a question.
A question?
Now, you may not get a question, and if you don't, then you will have to meditate once more.
You have to just keep going until a question box pops up. It's its own window. So
Could
if a window
very well
didn't pop up,
yeah,
do it again.
Do it again. Make sure it says this is indeed a special place. You keep meditating over and over again. It could very well take 10 times. It could very well happen on the first time. But eventually, a question will pop up. And it's a multiple choice question.
So if you fail the first time, try again. I think you're allowed to do that.
I'm pretty sure that the first question you're allowed to try again.
Right? You don't know about the next ones? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure the next question you have to wait. If you get it wrong, you have to wait.
Here's some examples of some questions.
Okay.
In the path of love, they always start with, what is love? Without which, what without which can love not survive? And then they'll give you like 5 different questions. Here's some path of power. It's like, what is money? Oh.
Now, what I found is that the answers are quite ambiguous, and any one of them seem to be the correct answer. There is no one answer that seems to be better than the other, and the real... I mean, I feel like it could have been a really good game, like with a riddle, and one of the answers is actually makes sense and the other ones don't, but it doesn't seem like it works that way.
They try to trick you.
They try to trick you, and the right answer doesn't always seem like it should be the right answer. And
what can you do?
I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. This is what I heard, and I could be completely wrong because I haven't experienced this yet.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you're somewhere down the line, like, and you're on like the 4th or 5th question, and you get it wrong. Do you then have to wait the period of time before asking it again?
I don't know.
Okay, so I don't know either.
You might have to wait all that time. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that would suck.
That would suck. Okay, now what we're talking about here is that the first time you get the question, so you can only do this when you get to level 15.
Mm-hmm.
You get the question, you answer it correctly, let's say. Okay. Now you are considered to be level 0.
Level 0.
Yay!
Yay!
In the path of love or path of power or whatever you chose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you have to wait 12 hours. And after that 12-hour wait, you can go back to the tile and ask another question, or meditate again, and you could get another question. And it's a completely different question. You have to answer it correctly, and if you do, you become level 1.
You become level 1 after 12 hours. That's not so bad.
Yeah.
So
not so bad. 12 hours. Not so bad.
So then what?
Okay, so level 1. Level 1 actually gets you nothing. You have to now wait 24 hours.
24 hours. So at each stage, you're actually gaining a title, right? So I think it depends on which path you're going. You gain different titles. You can see all these titles again.
Yeah, on the Wikipedia.
And I hope you're there right now. On the wiki page, if you just look
you're
up
following along,
yeah,
you scroll down a little bit and you'll see there's like a big table there, and it tells you the time intervals that you need to wait between levels.
It tells you all the different titles and everything, and these titles are separate from the titles window or the titles that you gain for like crafting and all that stuff. These are different titles that you can't remove or replace. Like right now, you are Griphyth the Rock.
Oh,
that's your title, the Rock. You are the Rock.
I never knew that because I can't actually see my own title.
Yeah, but we're the same level, so.
Oh yeah, you're the Faeran the Rock.
Yeah, and that is the title for a level 7 Path of Love meditation. Okay, so as you keep going up the levels of this meditation levels, so you start at level 0, level 1. You're saying after level 1, you have to wait 24 hours, and then you gain level 2.
Level 2, and then you have to wait 3 days to gain level 3, and then you have to wait 6 days to gain level 4. So in order to get to level 4, the total wait time, if you've kept on top of everything, is 10.5 days.
Now, level 4 is the first. This is where you see the first benefit of doing any of this meditation. The only benefits you get is you get a special ability depending on which path you follow. You get 1 at level 4, you get 1 at level 7, 1 at level 9, 1 at level 11, and it looks like you get 1 at level 12, 1 at level 13.
And that's pretty much it.
Or that's as far as what the wiki tells us.
Now, here's one thing to consider, is that it's not that you won't get any more abilities after level 13. It's that nobody has ever gotten past level 13
And told anyone
and
about
told
it.
anybody.
It's
It's quite. I mean, I wouldn't put it past somebody to have possibly gotten past level 13. But chances are that person is not going to share the power that they've gotten with anybody.
maybe, but
Maybe.
hasn't gotten to the wiki yet.
But I mean, at this point, it gives that person an extreme advantage over others if they have a power that nobody knows about. I mean, it's like, I mean, imagine, I don't know. It just reminds me of fantasy wizardry. Like wizards are very secretive about the powers that they get. Anyway,
But that's not too bad. You just have to wait a certain amount of days, and then you can just go to the tile, and then you just meditate.
now while it doesn't seem that bad, it gets quite bad after a while. Like, as I said, to wait to get to level 4
You
from
just have to
level
wait
3
amount-
is 6
right amount
days.
of time.
And then to wait till get to level 5 is 12 days. Then it's 24 days to get to level 6. And then it's an additional 24 days to get to level 7. So the
And-
total wait time to get to level 7, which will give you the second ability, is 70 and a half days. So over 2 months. Now you're saying, go, all you have
Okay.
to do is wait 70 days.
Sure.
And the answer is no.
That's what you just
That's
told
not
us.
all.
You just told us that all you have to do is wait 70 days.
Now that is one of the requirements for waiting, for getting it. So let's say you want level 7, which is usually what people are going for at least.
Mhm.
Level 7 is the first half decent ability. Yes, you have to wait the 70 days. No, that is not the only requirement.
What's the next requirement?
The other requirement is your meditation level has to be a certain level. So this is where all that meditation grinding that you've been doing is going to pay off. Now you've been walking back and forth, 10 tiles, meditate, 10 more tiles, meditate, back to the first one, meditate,
Mhm.
back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Now eventually, you'll get to level 15 and you'll choose a path.
Mm-hmm.
And level 15 is enough to get you all the way to level 5. Like you can
That's
stay at
pretty
level-
high. I
you
can
stay
get to
at
level
15, yeah, and go all the way up to level 5. But if you try to get to level 6 and you've waited the right amount of days and you're trying to get to level 6 and your skill's only level 15, it'll tell you that you are not skilled enough to reach level 6 or whatever. It gives you like some like, what does it tell you? I have it here somewhere.
So it
Anyway.
tells you that you can't.
It tells you can't somehow. Now, at level 6, you need to have a level 20 meditation.
All right, so all you have to do is go back and forth
Mhm.
within those 24 days and just get 20 meditation.
Now, here's something that we just found out. The wiki seems to imply, like the wording of the wiki seems to imply that once you've chosen a path, you can no longer go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We have found that to be false. You can choose your path at level 15 and continue to do that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, all the way up to 20. No problem.
There you go.
There you go. So go pick your path at level 15 and have no worry that you can continue going up all the way to level 20. However, this is where it all begins to get really, really bad.
That doesn't sound good.
Now, if you are on your way to meditating and you're like, I guess this is kind of slow, but it's like 2-minute timer. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But I think I can do it. I can keep going. You get to level 20, and all of a sudden, you can no longer do this back and forth thing. In fact, you can no longer gain skill ups like sequentially. So that is to say, you can't get a skill up and then get another skill up like right after it. You have to wait 30 minutes in between skill ups.
30 minutes?
30 minutes. Hey, it gets even worse. Like, remember all those
It's
times
even
you failed?
worse.
Remember all those times you can like you failed? Like, you can meditate like 5 times in a row and not get a single skill up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that still happens. So you waited 30 minutes and you don't get a skill up.
All
And
right.
then you waited another 30 minutes and you still don't get a skill up. Yeah,
So-
that happens.
Let's see if I got this straight. You get level 20, and you can't. Now you can't just keep going back and forth and getting skill ups.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're saying you can do it once, and you have to wait 30 minutes before you can do it again.
You got it.
Now, a couple
But
things
that's not
that I would
all.
like to mention before you
Okay,
keep
sorry.
going.
Yep. Mhm.
One, if you get to level 20 before you start a path, which you can do,
Yeah.
at level 20, you stop gaining skill
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
until you pick a path.
You have to choose a path, yes.
Or else you'll just get stuck at 20 altogether. That's all I remember. So keep going.
Okay. So you've waited your half hour, you meditate. You wait another half hour, you meditate. Now, there's a limit to this. You cannot. Actually, no. Sorry, I shouldn't say it that way. You can do this 5 times in a day. Like in a
You could do this 5 times in a day.
5 times in a day. And
So you're telling
after
me
that, yeah. Mhm.
that not only are they limiting us to, you can only try to get a skill tick or meditate once every 30 minutes,
Mhm.
and you have to be in a different spot. I think that limitation is still there.
Yeah.
So every 30 minutes, but they're limiting you to only 5 of these every day.
Now, it's not as bad as that, although it's still pretty bad. After that 5th one, you can still meditate more that day. You just have a 3-hour timer between them.
Oh, only a 3-hour timer.
Yeah.
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 That's
So,
nothing. you
like,
know.
let's say you get up in the morning and you log in Wurm, like everybody who plays Wurm seems to do, and you meditate, right? Then every half hour you meditate again. So you meditate first, and then you meditate a half hour later, and then another one. That's 3 in 1 hour, and then you get 2 more. So in a total of 2 hours, you've meditated 5 times, and you're on top of it. Now, one good way of keeping on top of these things is using the in-game timer system.
Are we starting on our tips and tricks now?
Were we saving this one for tips and tricks?
Yes. So,
Okay, so we'll
before
save
we
this.
do that, I think there's only one last question that we can ask. So we figured out how to start. We figured out how to gain skill in meditation. We found out that there's 5 paths that you can take, and that you have to wait till level 15 meditation in order to start on a path. We found out where all these 5 tiles, different path tiles, you can find them or you can create them, and we found out the restrictions that you have after level 20 of meditation. So the question is, why would anybody do any of this stuff?
That is a very good question, because it does seem quite painful.
You have to
And
wait
it is.
days and days for all these questions to appear and stuff. So what are these rewards or these abilities that you gain? We have said that they are substantial. So if we give the example of what we did, the Path of Love. At level 4, Path of Love, you gain an ability called Refresh, which basically gives you a one-time shot. You can right-click. You can give this to other people. You can right-click somebody and give it to them, or you can right-click yourself by right-clicking your body. And an option will appear called Refresh, which gives you 100% water, 100% food. Sorry, 99% water, because there's no 100. 99% food and 99% nutrition in
It's
one
kinda like
shot.
It's kind of like the same benefit that you get when you sacrifice a rare item. Before rares were around, this was a way of getting
And you
it.
can do that once every
18 hours?
18 or something hours, 22 hours. I'm thinking
22
either
hours?
22 or 18. Let's find out
We can look that up.
on the wiki page, which I hope you guys are at. Let's see, level 4. Every 18 hours.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice extra ability. You know, if you have a couple rares with you and you have this refresh every day, it's like I'll use my refresh first, and then if I need it again, I'll use a rare that I have lying around.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. And that's only level 4. You can get level 4 pretty quickly.
Yeah, so once you level up and you go through all this stuff and you gain level 7, for us, what is level 7 and what we were talking about earlier in the episode about enchanted tiles or enchanted grass? That's what you get. You get the ability to enchant a piece of grass.
Now, if you've tried to raise horses or cows or some kind of animal that eats grass, you'll know that they eat grass like it's nothing. You'll come back the next day and they've just eaten up all the grass, and you have to go plant it again so that they're fed.
That's right.
It really sucks.
Let's see if I have any flowers here.
Enchanted grass, even after the nerf, enchanted grass could potentially last like a month.
Or longer.
Or longer. And then you just plant some grass and enchant it again. It'll last another month. It's pretty much like as close as you can get to never-ending food for animals.
So look at this. I haven't done my enchanted grass, so I'll show you what it takes to make one. You just have to cultivate a tile, plant flowers. Where do you get flowers? You find flowers all over on grass tiles. You'll actually see the flowers in the ground and that tile, and you just take a sickle. Sadly it didn't plant. You take a sickle, you're gonna have to make one, and you pick the flowers, and then you just get a bouquet of flowers, or all sorts of different kind of flowers. It's actually a nice system. There it is. Now all you have to do is right click the grass tile. Oh, I'm gonna be cheap. I'm going to take the flowers first. We don't have an unlimited supply. So all you do is right click the grass tile. You get the option in nature here. So you get the option to enchant. Here it goes.
By the way, if you get this ability, you also have the ability to enchant trees.
Trees and bushes and anything can become an enchantment, I think.
Enchanted tile, yeah.
Oh.
We had to deal with an enchanted tree that was on this property, actually. So be
don't
very
make
careful.
one.
It's not that don't make one. If you're going to make an enchanted tree, make sure that you want that tree to stay there pretty much forever. Because you can't chop it down. You can't get rid of it with any like traditional means. It's pretty much there for good. And we found only one way of actually getting rid of it.
High-level priests and tons and tons of
time.
Time and favor. It's
time
not
and favor.
pretty.
It's not fun. Yeah.
Anyway, make sure you want that tree to be there forever, because it's going to take a lot to get rid of it if you enchant a tree. Alright, anyway, these are some ideas of what you get. If we just quickly look through, I would have a look yourself because there are a lot.
Yeah, we're not going to go through them all, but there's a couple to Now keep in mind, the good ones are really high, like far down, like really far along the path. Like you need high skill to get there.
It keeps going up. You need then 50 meditation and then 60 meditation.
Yeah, like for example, to get to level 7, you need 30 meditation, which is from my I didn't even get there. We'll get to the tips and tricks on how you can sort of get around this, but I know Brian, you did get to 30 meditation.
I got to 30 meditation.
Yeah, and I remember it involving you
painful.
you were regimented for a little while there. But some of the good ones don't come until like 9 or 11, and at level 9 you need 50 meditation, and level 11 you'll need 70 meditation. So Yeah.
They could take if you're planning on playing this game for years to come,
Mm-hmm.
then getting up to level 9, giving up to level 11 might not be that bad if you're okay with meditating every day
Like here's an
a
example.
lot.
Let's say your goal is to get to a level 11 in one of the paths. Level 11 will take 190 days just for the wait time, not to even mention the meditation skill you'll need.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that 190 days, you'll need to get 70 skill, which will probably take you longer than 190 days.
God. Yeah. I think I'm happy with level 7. What do you think?
Yeah, I
Unless-
think I'm going to stay there. That's pretty much my limit.
Unless somebody wants to.
Okay, so a couple other good ones. You want to start us off with a couple other good things?
Wait,
that
are
we
we-
want to-
Are we doing tips and tricks, or are you...
No, like a couple other reasons,
Oh.
like a couple other special
Let's
abilities.
see.
that-
I know Path of Knowledge, you can gain extra experience, but I think that's pretty high.
That's level 11.
Yeah. So level 11, you get like a boost of 25 experience per... I don't know, just experience boost.
It's
That's
like
pretty
25%.
awesome.
Well, that's
Uh,
pretty. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. But then
That's
I saw,
what we're going to go through.
When I saw level 11.
Yeah, I'm not going to be sitting next to a rug for the next year.
Just another thing about Path of Knowledge is that there's not really anything else that's like all the other ones up to level 11 suck. So if you're going to go down Path of
Aw.
Knowledge, then you're gunning for that 25% experience gain.
Yeah, I know that with Path of Power, on like, looks like at level 4 you get the ability to make yourself immune to traps, which doesn't help on a PvE server, but I guess can help on a PvP server.
Now, is that something that's activated and lasts a certain amount
Yes,
of time?
for 30 seconds.
30 seconds. So you have to like know that there's a trap there.
Yes.
Where's
Let's
there-
see. At level 7, you get an erupt ability, which you can use on rocks, rock tiles, cliff tiles. Transforms the tile into lava.
Oh yeah, I've heard of something called lava griefing. I can only imagine what that is.
You just turn the tile into lava. That must be annoying. And I think in that you actually get the ability to turn that tile back into rock.
I see.
Oh yeah, you do. You
Yeah.
also get a freeze option, which turns lava tiles back into rock tiles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if we want to go through them all. In Path of Insanity,
Well, before you go on, I think that the big one in Path of Power is the one that reduces stamina drain by 50%.
oh, that would
that-
be awesome.
That's what you're gunning for. Like it'll allow you to do more actions, I think, like before your stamina's done.
Which
And also
I guess is a really high one.
it'll also keep you in a fight longer because once your stamina runs out, then apparently you stop blocking and parrying and all that stuff. So
Yeah, I
It's a
know.
good
Path of Insanity looks like you can increase your food bar to 99.
but actually it doesn't
Yeah.
work exactly like if you read the details, it doesn't work like refresh.
That's a little strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it gives you food, but the nutrition just plummets. Like it'll kill you. They say it's similar to fasting.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonder why
so,
they would give you that. But
again,
you know,
you're insane if you go along Path of Insanity.
yeah,
There's a whole
but you
bunch of
do want to get up to the high one, which you said reduces your damage that you take by 50%. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
that pretty much halves the damage that you take, and PvP, I can only imagine the advantage you get from that.
Yeah, and then with Path of Hate,
This is the one that is only
allows you to
available on
deal
PC.
2 times your normal damage to buildings and towers. That would be good on a PvP server.
PvE. I mean, oh no, PvP. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
You'd want
I
to
wonder
get
if that
in
works
faster.
with catapults.
Maybe.
That adds to. Okay, anyway.
Looks like you get protection from the ability from people casting fear on you. 3-minute protection from targeting.
Are you sure that it's?
I don't know what that. I haven't read this one before. When activated, all NPC characters will lose their enemy status and no longer target the player.
Oh, so it
I
like
see.
makes it so that people can't target you.
Yeah, you kind of like fear them away. Like,
I see.
yeah, that's interesting.
Huh.
Anyway, that's some of the benefits. Read the rest of them on the wiki at wurmpedia.com. Look up meditating or meditation in the search bar. And all of that information will just pop up. All the information we've already said and more.
Are you telling them that they don't need to watch our videos?
No, I'm saying that that's a good companion to our videos. You know how it
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
All right, so next is tips and tricks. Tips and tricks that you can use to hopefully optimize or help in this process if you do decide to go down the meditation route. What are they? What have we figured out? There wasn't really too much. There are some things that we want to mention, and I will let you go first. Go ahead.
I don't think that I have one that I want to save.
Okay, fine. I'll start.
Yeah, so you start off. Yeah.
You can enchant rugs just like you can enchant other tools,
Yes. Yeah.
but Wind of Ages, which is we pronounce it WOA or War, they does not increase the action time. It doesn't do anything to the rug. You can cast it on it, but it doesn't do anything. So, yeah, that would be such a waste of an enchant, especially if you got something really high on it.
That's how I'm going to pronounce WA from now on.
War.
Whoa.
All right.
So yeah, WA doesn't really do anything.
But Circle of Cunning or COC.
Yeah, COC. Okay, yeah.
I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. COC does work on this thing.
Yeah.
And it does increase the experience gain. Highly recommended because it's not very good. If you have the ability to get an enchanter or a Venora priest to enchant Circle of Cunning on your rug, do it. Because that helps a lot. What is it?
Yeah,
It gives you a percentage. It's like 50 COC gives you 50% more experience gain.
Yeah, or something like that.
Around-ish.
I'm not
somewhere. It
I'd
gives
have
you
to
a
see
lot.
some
It gives you
numbers. I'll do some calculations. I'll tell you guys. Once I get some results.
And the benefit of COC, unlike tools, it never decays. If you got a 90 COC on a rug, you'll always be 90 COC. It'll never decay no matter how much meditation you do on it. How
That's the
great is
awesome
that?
thing. Yeah.
You can.
There's other things that happens on too, like.
Oh, and remember to repair your rug because it does get damaged a lot every single meditation.
That's right.
Especially if it's low level. Oh, then that brings me to another point. The quality level of the rug doesn't seem to affect the skill gain that you get. I thought it would, but it doesn't seem to. It also doesn't seem to. We were reading somewhere. It doesn't seem to affect the how many skill ticks you get. That's nothing to do. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a set time. It's
Also,
always 2 minutes.
Yeah. Also, the different meditation rugs, they don't affect skill gain.
Yeah, you can use whichever one. But, and that bring it to you.
Yep, sure. The different types of meditation rugs do affect the rate at which you will get a question. So that is if you are trying to gain a level, move up a level in whatever
And you're
path
standing
you've
on
chosen.
your path tile.
Standing on your tile, you're waiting for a question and you meditate. If you're using the most basic rug there was, you could possibly be meditating 10, 15 times before getting a question. Whereas if you use the most difficult rug,
I also think higher quality level.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm thinking
would
that
make
everyone
sense.
thinks that that would make sense, so therefore we do it anyway. You
It's the
just
way
get
that it works in this game.
high quality rug.
Especially with meditation, there's not that many people willing to do experimentation with it because of the like 2 minute action timers. Like for one piece of data, it's just obscene. Like if you're just doing it for experimentation, yeah.
Well, I know there's not too much with tips and tricks. It's kind of a straightforward thing, other than all those non-straightforward things we were talking about. But
I have a few more, but I have a proposal. Why don't we go and I mean we're just standing here.
We are just standing
recording
here.
Why don't we do something productive, like mine that last little piece of
you,
rock?
You really want to get rid of that?
That would be like I mean it's like
while we talk about meditation.
While we talk about meditation.
I will display the rugs on the rock tile that we're breaking down.
Yeah. Okay, so I have another minor tip. Don't meditate on a what do you call it? On a special tile if you're trying to just get skill.
No?
Yeah, no. Apparently, I mean, this is again, I got this from a reliable source who said they got it from a reliable source.
We heard through.
So it's not something like again, it would require somebody to test this and.
Yeah, so Billy told Sally that told our cousin that.
Yeah. But it's enough to make me like there's enough tiles out there that I'm like, well, I may as well just not. If somebody thinks it is, then
might as well not.
Might as well. I mean,
there's enough other tiles, you know.
Yeah, I could go experiment, but I mean, again, I'm not really looking forward to raising my meditation skill up anymore because of just how painful it is. But yeah. If anybody else out there has any knowledge of this, yeah, feel free to post and let us know, and we can bring it up in the next episode.
All right. I think there's one big last tip and trick.
Is there one or two? I think there's at least one really big one.
Yes, and I will let you discuss it, and I will show them as you discuss it.
Hopefully we're on the same wave.
I have no idea, but we'll find out in a second.
Okay. So we've gone through the whole like hardships that it takes to become a level 7, let's say. The biggest hurdle is getting to that 30 skill to become level 7. Or if you're trying to go for level 9, you need to get to 50 skill. That really is the hard part. But there's a way around it. If you are not wanting to skill up your meditation, you can still get to level 7 or level 9. There's a way to do it without skilling up your meditation.
Okay, anyway, yeah?
Now you still need to wait the time that it takes to get there, but if you can find somebody who is exactly 2 levels above, 2 levels above the level that you want to get to. So let's just suppose
3 levels.
Yeah, so 3 levels above you currently, 2 levels above the level that you want to be raised to. So here's an example. Okay, so here's the example. Okay, so you are level 6. I'm
level 6.
Because I think you only need 20 meditation to get to level 6. So you've gotten yourself to 20 meditation. You're like, no, I'm not getting to 30. And trust me, that thought will go through your mind.
This is experience. You're talking from experience here right now.
There's going to be a few times, like if you're at 20 and you're like, you get to 21, even just get to 21 and tell me that there wasn't once that it crossed your mind that you thought, no, there's no way I'm getting to 30.
It's quite painful to get up there. It is.
Okay, so
it's the waiting time. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, and there's and if you find somebody who's exactly 3 levels above you currently, so you're 6, you need to find somebody who's level 9. Now, chances are that person would have had to get 50 meditation to get to level 9 or whatever.
Whatever it is.
They can do something called enlighten you.
They can enlighten you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. What exactly does that entail or do?
Now, as long as you've waited the time period and they are level 9, they can pretty much just come up to you and right click you and enlighten. And it will bring up the question for you.
I'm pretty sure the person that wants to accept that invitation actually has to type /invitations or something like that.
Yeah.
/invitations.
Yeah, /invitations. That
I'm gonna pretend I'm doing /invitations.
And then it says something like
it tells you that you will now accept it.
To convert and all that stuff like that. And then they can right click you and click enlighten. And it pretty much automatically gives you the question that will level you up to the next level. Now, the catch is that person, like, it has to be exactly 3 levels above you. Like, if you want to get to level 7, they have to be 9. But let's say you're level 4 and want to get to level 5. That person who's level 9 cannot enlighten you. Like, you need to get somebody who's level 7 that's able to level you up from 4 to 5. Like, it's very specific. So.
And then the other restriction is that the person that's enlightening you can only enlighten one person every 2 weeks or something like that.
Every 2 weeks, yeah. It's like quite a long wait.
So that person can only enlighten like 25, 26 people a year.
So yeah, there's.
If you do want to find, I do not recommend harassing people, but you can right-click a meditation rug.
Yeah.
And you can see who your path leaders are. I think that appears at level, one of the higher levels, maybe 2 or 3. 3.
Yeah. And I think
I don't
it
know.
lists everybody who's exactly the right level.
Maybe it starts right away, but you appear on the list at level 3, I think, because then you can enlighten people that are level 1. Not that you'd really
level 0
want to. So there's a giant list of everyone that's on your server. Anyway, I must say that was not.
I had a feeling that it wasn't
that
the
was
one that you were thinking.
Not the one I was thinking. So we're not on the same wavelength at all.
No.
At all.
There
For
must be
shame.
Yeah.
No, what was I thinking?
I had a feeling.
That was actually a question. What was I thinking? Any idea?
I have no idea. I could probably figure it out if I thought about it for a while, but no.
Anyway, I was actually talking about the custom timers that they added to the game. There's actually built-in timers into the game. If you open up your options window, which has changed recently, it's like a big square 2-row thing.
Oh, really?
2-column thing, I should say. Yeah.
Oh, this thing is just the options menu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, it's somewhere here. Timers. Yeah, it looks like this. It's just writing that says custom timers. Because I don't have any. What do you do with it? You right-click it. Let's say add a timer. What name do I want to give it? Meditation. I want it to be 30 minutes long. There it is, meditation, 30 minutes long. I can put it off to the side. I do my meditation. Right at the end, I right-click it and say, start, bam. Once that runs down, I know to meditate again. You could do another one, the 3 hours meditation. How many times are you going to meditate a day? I don't know. But if you do it enough, you can have another one. You can have as many timers as you want stacked here. So I can add another one.
Yeah.
Name
really, if you're
meditation
gunning,
3 hours.
If you're gunning for like 50 meditation or 70 meditation,
Just
you
stacks
almost
like that.
have to do this like and every day beyond. Make sure that you do your 5 meditations and possibly a 6th.
That's
one.
right.
I've heard of nightmare stories of somebody who did this, got 6 meditations every single day, and 3 days straight got no skill up. And I was like, what? I would have given up.
I've already given up.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's meditation. if you guys have any tips and tricks that we haven't said, because I'm sure, we haven't done meditation in so long, we probably forgot some. Leave us a message in the comment section, and we will, if it's good enough, we will bring it up in the next episode. That brings us to our Q&A. Let's do a quick Q&A. I know last week's episode, the labyrinth, there really wasn't much that, like, yeah, you could leave a comment and a question, but there really wasn't anything that that was brought up. But remember that your questions do not have to be related to the episode that we're currently doing. It could be related to any of the episodes that we had, or anything that we haven't even talked about ever. For example, question number 1 from Kaneka.
Hey,
Hello. She asks, personal question. Who is the older one? Yourself or Adam? I think it's pretty obvious. The older one is me.
No, the older one is me.
I'm pretty sure I'm older.
But I was pretty sure that I was older.
We can't both be older. Or
Maybe
can we?
Maybe we're both younger.
That's a question that should be added to the meditation. Can you both be older? Can you both be younger? I don't know.
Be younger at heart?
Yeah.
Older at... Yeah.
You could be younger at heart.
Oh.
You could have a younger prosthetic limb. Oh.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. Anyway, next question. Contour. God, I'm not going to say these names. Contour. I don't know how the system works, but maybe you can get a GM. Oh, he's talking about the labyrinth. Because in the last episode, we were talking about how we were doing that for the memories. We were filming that episode basically for the memories for us, because we really don't have the time to go up there and maintain it all and make sure all the mine doors are there and everything's rotting and decaying all the time. All those forges that you saw in the episode, a lot of them almost all decayed, and if they do that, I don't think I have the stomach to like create another 30 forges. Anyway,
and like you go up there, like for that episode, you went up there and did quite a bit of work.
I had to do like
restore it all.
A lot of
And
work to restore
that's
it.
not the first time that you've restored it. Like you've restored it a few times since we've left.
That's right. So he's saying that maybe you can get a GM to declare your labyrinth as a heritage site. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I've heard, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I thought that the, what is it called? The starter areas are heritage sites. I don't even know. Like, I'm like speaking out of my...
I assume since he brought it up that it means that... Okay, I don't know if the heritage sites have a special reduction in decay or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean...
That's a good idea. I don't know anything about it. Maybe I'll have to talk to a GM about it. I don't know. If you're a GM, you're watching this, send one of us a message. I don't know if you guys... I don't even know if you guys know what a heritage site is. If you do, tell us on the forums somewhere, comments. I don't know.
I mean, like the alternative, I feel like, is we're just like gonna let that deed go. Like, we have the video. And,
it would be nice to keep around, right? We've got the video, we've got the trailer.
We would for sure keep it around if it didn't mean us having to go up there and repair all the walls and repair the damage being done by the trolls that come in and bash the place.
It's quite a lot of work.
Spawn in there.
We have so many mine doors in that thing.
All the items that are just lying around, like we've decorated it with barrels and random stuff all over the place, and they all rot away. And the statues, which are an integral part to one of the riddles that are being asked, and we put down all these like little statues to decorate the checkered board gate maze. And
God, the first time we did that, those things rotted in like 3 days.
And yeah, like we
Poof.
put low quality. We just put low quality
Ah,
ones down. This was well before we understood proper decay.
that's
And
right.
so we were holding an event. We put them all down, and like 3 days later, they were rotting away.
There's so many just gone. Next question
Hmm.
from Moncton Clown. Hello, Moncton Clown. Thank you
Hey.
for helping on the mountain. It's almost done.
Yes.
Anyway,
He was another
he was a
one
big
who was
help.
over here.
Let's see what is he saying here? Hey, it's Moncton Clown here. It's Moncton
Hey,
Clown
what's down
here.
here?
The maze is super fun. I recommend going. It
Yeah,
looks
he
a
was
lot
one of the
easier.
ones who went through the maze. He'd never. We've known him for a little while. He didn't even know we made that.
It's been so long. We never go up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks a lot easier watching. It must. I had a great time. Great job. I got a question. Is there a way to have an on-deed building with free beds anyone can use for free? No.
No. Yeah. No. We wish.
We struggled with that forever, especially when we started puzzles, because we really wanted people to come up. And there was actually at the time, and I did leave this in the maze, and I didn't talk about this in the last episode, even though I probably should have. If you go to our inn, we have this tiny little inn there. One of the beds are stolen, and we have a sign that says. Actually, I might have brought this up. We have a sign there where the innkeeper said, like, "Oh, this guy has stolen my bed again." Like, oh,
I think the
guy.
concept of that place was that we placed it in there, deep in the to give people a place to go to sleep if they got
They were
stuck in
stuck
the labyrinth.
halfway into them, and you're like, you go in there and you find the bed there, and there's a sign
Yeah.
that's like, "I stole this bed." Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep well tonight, because there's no finished beds in like the goblin I don't know, the goblin city or the puzzle city. So the guy like stole that bed, put it there. That was supposed to be the story. And we wanted it to be free. We wanted it to be a free bed that if you found it, you would be able to sleep for free. But if you went to the inn, you'd have to pay like a small amount of money to sleep, to get sleep
Yeah.
bonus. We were newbies. No one used it. There's no way. We realized by the time you get past the first part of the maze, you're pretty much going to win the rest of it. We made it easy enough.
Now
to-
there is a
to
way
win.
that you can make it so that like people that you know or your friends list can come to your deed and sleep for free. Like you would have to put them on the writ of the house.
Yeah, there's no way to just like make it free for everyone. And
For
I
everyone.
wish we could have.
Now,
but-
there was a comment made in the question and answer that Rolf, the creator of the game, put on like just this week, or last week, or no, this week. And that question came up, like, will there be a way to do this? And his response almost made me think that he never even knew that you couldn't do this.
I think he knew.
Maybe, but he just said, yeah, that it should work that way. You should have an option. That was his response.
I don't think he said that.
Yeah, no, he did, and there was a thread about it, and somebody clarified it. It did. He said, yes, you should have that option. But whether or not that ends up translating to yes, that will get put into the game or not,
It would be nice.
it'd be nice.
Free inns everywhere.
Yeah, I
Be a
mean, like
good
we
option.
we would have done it long ago if we could.
We need to
And
do
I
an
think-
episode that like. There's so much stuff that would be really cool, like items and ideas that I've had playing this game. Like this would need to be included into the game. We need to do an episode like that.
Sure.
Hey, that's something. If you guys have any like, I don't know, just
Suggestions.
mind-blowing suggestions of this cool idea that you had, start making comments. And
Yeah.
we're going to collect all of those and have like a big episode about all these things that we want to see implemented in the game. All these cool ideas that might have been said before or might have not. Well, I'd like to have an episode, at least an episode about that. Next. Last question. It's Moncton Clown again. I have another question. All right. I noticed that new items can go into BSBs and food store. Okay, I say BSBs, which is bulk storage bins, and FSBs, which are food storage bins, which we've covered in our container episode.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically asking any ideas on what items are now allowed in that weren't allowed in before. Somewhat.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do with all those little things that you get from butchering animals, like eyes. I don't know if eyes or teeth or... I don't know. Some of these can get put in. Do you know?
I think that like things like eyes, like as Moncton says, eyes go into food storage bins.
Are you sure they go in food storage
I'm
bins?
pretty sure. Like, I remember somebody was saying, "Oh, everything but eyes can go in," but I think it's because everything goes into BSBs except for eyes, and eyes go into food storage bins.
I see.
But bladders, like Moncton seems to think glands and teeth and stuff goes into FSBs. I think they all go into bulk storage bins, and this is all the butchered items that could be used for alchemy or natural substances to make healing covers. Now, there are some things that are butchered that don't go in, like pelts, for example.
Used to go in.
Yeah, when they made the first change, pelts could go in, and I immediately saw the problem with it.
I know, we talked about it.
Yeah, you put in an 80 quality,
issues.
a 0.8 weight, and it automatically turns it into 4 separate pelts.
Splits it into 4 pelts.
Splits them all up into 4 pelts, and I was like, that's super overpowered.
Yeah, they're already kind of common. They don't need to be more common.
Yeah.
Because then it just everyone will have 100 quality.
Now, one
pelt.
thing I wish that they were able to put in it or keep they had it that furs could go in.
They remove that?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope they didn't. I don't know, but
because
that
furs
would be
are
nice.
like, you don't need, like, furs are for beds.
Yeah, you only need them for beds right now.
And
But
like as in like
it would
when
be
you're
nice
a
to have them around.
you find a fur and you're like, awesome, I can make a bed, and then like you go to try to make a bed and it's like, you're like, forget this because beds take forever, and then by the time that you finally get the bed done, it's like the fur decays.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know.
I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure anything that you butcher. Were acorns always able to go into?
I don't think so. There
Yeah,
was
there's
a
a
bunch of
couple
those
random
things, and
things.
you know, it's been so long since we had to worry about that sort of thing, since I foraged a lot. But yeah, there was a lot of those little things that couldn't, and now that they could, now they can. So just start sticking crap into BSBs or food storage bins and just see what can go in, because
Yeah.
you might be surprised if you played like a year ago, it's going to be completely different. If you played last month, it's going to be completely different.
Yeah. The main reason why they did this is to remove clutter. So if you've been keeping, because people keep these alchemy supplies just in a barrel or something, just to grind their natural substances skill.
That's right. So, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That is all the questions this week. Thank you everyone for joining. We still have this mountain. I am hoping
it'll be done. It'll be done.
Hoping it's going to be done. Assuming you're going to work a lot on this.
Yeah, this will be my main
this
project.
week,
Well,
and,
it's been my main project for I don't know how long.
Yeah, and we'll tell you guys next week whether it's done or not. Is it going to be done? I don't know. Anyway, if you guys do want, please make a comment at our usual places. At serversaredown.com is the best place that you can make a comment. There you can watch all of our videos as well as other blogs and so forth that are all there, videos, other series.
Also, YouTube videos, you can place a comment there. We'll also see those ones.
Yep, go to our YouTube channel, which you can get to at our website at serversaredown.com. We have a little YouTube button. We have our Twitter at Factional Fight, and we have our Facebook, which is serversaredown.com. You just look that up on Facebook, or you can go to our website at serversaredown and just click on our Facebook link, because I believe we do have one. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I am getting... actually, actually quite hot and painfully like uncomfortable in this in this getup. This I don't feel relaxed anymore. This is, instead of feeling relaxed, I feel like I would if I was still doing the meditation skill in the game.
It's like the opposite of meditation.
This is how you feel when you do meditation in Wurm, but it is definitely worth it. Hopefully we have at least proven to you guys that it is worth following, at least for a bit, to get some kind of ability, because it's such great abilities. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next Saturday Night Factional Fight Plays Wurm Online. Take care, guys.